Today we cover the story of a broker being accused of stealing other real estate agents' identities to collect more commission. Now this one is pretty wild. So we're gonna dive in here and see what this is about. This is coming to us courtesy of the Cowboy State Daily. If you're wondering what state that is Wyoming. So Gillette Realtor accused of stealing identities of other realtors. Now, little disclosure, those other realtors were realtors in this agent's brokerage. Now, the reason we're covering this is because it's an interesting story, but also we as agents, we want to get a little bit better at policing ourselves. I firmly believe that. I have a history of, being involved in situations where, just one major situation where, unfortunately, I was part of a property management company that was less than ethical, unbeknownst to me. So I was part of that investigation and seeing it firsthand on how many opportunities real estate agents had to report and make a difference for hundreds of thousands of dollars worth to a ton of property owners that would have made all the difference in the world. So with these cases, I will be bringing them up on this channel, so just get used to it. Now, again, it's more for us to get better at policing rather than just getting into the gossip. But here we go. Accused of forging the signatures. Let's get a little bit closer. How about that? Accused of forging the signatures of other real estate agents to win a higher commission on home sales, a Gillette real estate agent now faces 6 felony charges. So here is what is happening. Now, she's been under investigation since May of 2023. So this has been an ongoing thing, but here's essentially the crux of it. The real estate agent Michael Steflig, sorry if I butchered your name, claimed Hinson had used his personal information and that of 2 other, Chad and Will, we're not going to get into last names anymore, to gain thousands of dollars. Hinson owns First Class Realty, so this is a person that is involved in here. So Tami Leann Hinson, she is the one that was allegedly committing identity theft, owns First Class Realty, and was working with Penny Mac Loan Services LLC to buy and sell foreclosed homes. She'd get a certain percentage of commission if she was the buyer, but if the buyer was an outside real estate agent, the sale would have a higher percentage of commission reportedly. So she stood to gain if somebody else was a part of the transaction rather than herself. So there was some sort of either rebate, some sort of discount that she was giving if it was for her, if she was purchasing herself. So again, the incentive would be, let's put somebody else on this contract in order to partake. So they gave one example here. So they give several examples, all 3 examples that these particular instances happen. So we're just going to go through one. Hinson prepared a contract for sale of 703 Kimber Court in 2017 for just under $300,000. The multiple listing service showed Fright as the buying agent. Instead of her. So again, this is her. This is Leanne. And instead it showed let's try to get him by his first name, but Chad. So it showed Chad instead of her. But Chad denied being paid commission of about $5,300 on that sale, the affidavit says. He discovered the Penny Mac counter addendum summary for the sale bore his electronic signature as a buyer's agent, allegedly. Again, we're all under allegedly right now. Chad said it was indeed his electronic signature on the form, but the printed name and other details weren't in his handwriting. He denied any involvement in the sale, says the affidavit. Chad's name was used by Tami for her financial gain, the affidavit alleges. So here's where I was thinking when I was reading through this was, well, is this a case of an agent that is something happened with this transaction and now they're trying to back out of it, that they just don't want to be involved. Now they're lying. I don't know. Again, this is all allegedly, but it made a lot more sense knowing that she's actually the broker, was the broker of these individuals. And I found that out here whenever they gave more details on what was happening. So these other 3 agents that were this individual, so Michael, Chad, and Will, were agents of Miss Tami Leann at some point in time. So that helped clarify a lot. And you're going to see just how shaky the foundation is here for her defense. Again, this is all allegedly. Detective Stuber wrote that for all 3 transfers, Hinson tried to deceive the loan company PennyMac and the individuals involved by changing the database in the multiple listing service, listing the male real estate agents as the selling members, and then changing the selling member to herself. The detective said he met with Hinson May 15th of 2023. So again, this has been ongoing for 8-9 months, however long that's been. She said all 3 men were terminated before the contracts became final, the affidavit says. So essentially, she changed it. This is her rationale for the change because they were fired. As a broker, this is where it made sense. She had a little bit more access to digital signatures. Like if they have SkySoap as an example, there's a lot more permissions that an agent has. And really, when it comes to electronic signatures, outside of just getting a different company sending the digital signature to a different email, it's not all that challenging to forge. Let's just be honest. That can be very, very easy to do. As a broker, I have the right to do anything I want with the information, she said, allegedly. Stuber asked if Hinson could provide termination dates for the 3 men. So she's claiming that they were terminated, and she was not able to provide any documentation. Now, here's the thing. If this was in fact true, and this could be true, but if this was in fact true, well, real estate agents, whenever they get associated to a broker, there's a timestamp on that right on the real estate commission board. So you can go and see when these agents were affiliated with this broker. So it's not all that challenging to do. Now, again, this could be, in fact, they did get terminated for whatever reason, either just because they went on a different, they just wanted to leave, or they were found to do something wrong, or maybe they found out that this individual was doing that with their names and likeness. And there could be a lot of reasons, but it's very, very easy to, even from the general public, identify, hey, when did this agent get associated to this broker? It's super easy, even from the public side. The affidavit says Hinson then asked Chad was terminated before his closings and Collier left before his last closing. Stuber asked her why she changed the agent names in the database. She said it was because the men no longer worked with her, the affidavit says. And then Hinson allegedly said two of the men gave her permission to use their names to help the company. This is the most damning part. What does that mean? What does that mean? And then she goes on to top this. So if you get asked, hey, did you do this? And then there's the, no, I didn't do this. Oh, and by the way, they were fired. Oh, and by the way, they actually gave me permission to use their names. So now you start backtracking, right? Were you at this location? No, I wasn't. Well, I was there, but I left before 10. And then you just continue backtracking. That becomes a little bit self-defeating. But then she goes on to throw this in, which I thought was funny. They probably even signed the stuff themselves, because I've never forged anyone's signature on anything, she said, reportedly. Now so that was just so funny. She backtracked all the way to where, and they probably signed it themselves. Who knows? Who knows? Why are you asking me these questions? Each of the 6 felony charges against Hinson carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison and $10,000 in fines. Yeah, so we need to do a little bit better at policing ourselves. Now, I'm not saying everybody is out there committing fraud, but we know that as real estate agents, we do have a real estate license to protect for our family, for our career, and everything in between. But we also understand in the court of public opinion, especially right now in all of these court cases, all of these suits filing on every single state. When it comes to the way that real estate agents get compensated, we need to start winning the court of public opinion. So again, I've said this before in many other videos, where if you Google real estate agents are, and then just leave it blank and wait for the autofill to complete, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked at the results. Real estate agents are greedy. Real estate agents are blank and blank. Real estate agents are thieves. Real estate agents overcharge. You're going to see what the public is searching, what they're actually searching in relation to our profession. But anyway, again, I want to bring these types of conversations to the light because, again, it's something that we need to do a little bit better at policing ourselves, not just talk about it in these Facebook groups and, be keyboard warriors, but no, actually call things that are suspect to light and investigate them to the best of your ability. Of course, you need to do your job and be a real estate agent, but there's certain things that you might suspect are going on. So it's worth at least inquiring a little bit more, and not just let the next agent let the next guy or the next gal handle it. So if you're at a place where, or if you feel that there's something that is a little bit amiss from a transaction, from the title company, from the lender, from the agent, then inquire a little bit more. See what really is going on. So there's a lot of heartache that you can prevent. Again, policing ourselves is a little bit better than having the situation with all these lawsuits going on. Certainly something like this going on that continues to damage the profession. But anyway, hope you have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon.